Welcome back to another Utah Esports stream. Today we're going to have some Halo versus West Virginia.
This will be the official second matchup for the Utah right here in College Halo.
Yeah, we had a nice 1-0 record so far with a 3-0 win against Texas A&M.
Yep, that was a beautiful clean sweep, 3-0, leaving Texas A&M in the dust. And now they hope to continue that streak, going 2-0 in record against West Virginia.
So what are you expecting from Utah in the next match coming up on
I'm expecting an even match so far from what I've seen with stats and how the players are. This will definitely be a close match. It could conceivably go to Game 5, but my prediction is that they'll take it to Game 4.
Gotcha. So nice, not super quick, but nice and well fought.
Yeah, and
love to see that. And
the majority of the maps that I've seen in this series are definitely in favor of Utah right here.
Definitely the stronger maps, yeah.
Indeed.
So our first map's going to be Live Fire.
Yep, though. Game 1 will be Live Fire Oddball.
Yeah, love Oddball.
The object of the game is to hold the ball for 100 seconds, and you have to take both rounds to win.
And Live Fire is honestly a great map for that. It's like a lot of open space, so it's very hard to keep that ball controlled. Probably going to be a lot of passing back and forth because it's a very hectic map.
Yeah, Live Fire is definitely a fan favorite for that reason. It's very open, it has a lovely sandbox, and there's a lot of different points where you can hold control and assert control.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see some of the power weapon plays too and how that affects people's control.
Get excited for Live Fire. With that sniper rifle being the key power weapon right here in this game, you should be seeing some incredible headshots, some incredible quick scopes from our players. And our players are currently getting
We're
set
just
up and
waiting up for the game to start real quick. Hopefully we'll have a matchup roster soon, showing off West Virginia's roster.
But mostly.
All right, so on Utah we have Arzer, Grim, Smilin, and Soren, and then against them on West Virginia's side is a Dubinator, Secret Ninja, Sure Shot, and Panic. So it's going to be a nice hectic game.
Yep. We have a lot of high-level players here, so this will definitely get very scrappy and very sweaty very fast. Yeah,
it's really good to note the difference between just being Onyx and actually playing competitively, because Onyx you can just be solo queuing. You don't have to be a team player, but when you're playing competitively, it really matters how you synergize with your team.
But as you're climbing to the diamond rank from platinum and all the lower ranks, you have to be sure that your shot is there. You have to be able to prove that you can shoot and that you have the map awareness and the situational awareness. Climbing from diamond to onyx means that you're a good communicator, and onyx means you're able to culminate both things.
And then competitive is just the next step up for sure.
Indeed, competitive is definitely a nice little step up from there. Definitely a true case, or true.
Yeah, definitely a bit more than you're doing wagers in your mom's basement 5 years ago.
Halo Infinite is not your typical LAN party game. It is much more fast-paced than what prior Halos have demonstrated.
I mean, not so much Halo 5 per se, but
yeah, minus all the fancy jumps, thrusters, charges. No, there is
nice middle ground between the classic Halo people know and Halo 5's pretty different take on Halo.
And with all the different equipment that's available for the players to use, they can certainly bring back a lot of those Halo 5 tactics.
Well, especially with the new equipment that came out in the past couple seasons, that they've been trying to add more content.
Yep, they recently updated the enemy tracker, but that is not present in Live Fire, but that is something that will be seen in Streets, which will be Game 2. But this equipment that they implemented in Live Fire is the Shroud Screen. It functions similarly to the Bubble Shield in Halo 3,
love the Shroud Screen so much.
But it just presents yourself a smoke screen. People can't see you in there, but you can't see out there. It definitely provides a nice little way to shroud your escape, hence the name, Shroud Screen.
It's really nice when there's camo on the map too.
Yes, camo will be the key power equipment right there.
Yeah.
Wait, I just accidentally flipped that. That will be the overshield that's there. The camo is not on Live Fire. My apologies.
So it's still a nice way to hide your location though if camo's not available,
Oh.
especially on maps where it's not available, like live fire.
Overshield presents yourself as a literal pain cushion. You're able to take in a lot more shots because your shields are, well, it's what it says in the name, overshield.
Yeah.
You're able to, you have a shield over your shield, and you can just simply get away with bone rushing in there. But if you're going to take on that overshield, you want to be that damage dealer. You want to be that tank to put the enemy team down, 3 down, 4 down.
Because overshield's nothing to scoff at. Like that's a
No.
pretty decent health increase, especially in something like Halo where health is even more than other shooters. So it really comes down to like getting them dead quick. Yeah, I think we're almost ready to head into game. Just waiting on a couple more things, and then we can head right into live fire. We're still waiting, but
But I won't lie to you, there is one piece of equipment that I love on live fire, and that is the repulsor. The
Yeah.
repulsor is exactly its name, and there's a lot of different uses in there.
yeah, honestly, at first glance when I started playing Infinite, I was like, okay, it's not that great compared to other abilities, but I've seen some crazy stuff with it, especially on maps like live fire where there's places to fall off. Nice, always a funny death to just get pushed off the map.
And with a game like live fire where there are out of bounds where you can fall out and die,
Yeah.
that's a nice way to just repulse your enemies off if they're not being aware and punish them for not being aware.
or
right
a nice reversal with a grenade.
Yep, that
always embarrassing to get killed by that.
Yeah, that is called a return to sender
Yeah.
medal. That is one of the most satisfying medals, and that is what happens when you use a repulsor to send back a grenade someone tried at you, or you can even use it for someone throws a rocket at you. You can
Yeah.
repulse a rocket back at them, and that is something we might be seeing in Game 2, which is Street Slayer, because rocket launcher.
Yeah, I'm very
is
excited to
the
see
weapon
Streets.
there.
Streets is a great map for competitive play. Lot of tight corners, as well as some open spots. Great like map weapons and power abilities. So it's just gonna be a fun one after.
But
live
yeah, I
fire.
love the sandbox that's right there on live fire and Streets.
All right. So we're almost ready. We're still loading in, but should be started soon.
But oddball is definitely an objective that sometimes takes time if you're getting really scrappy because you want that ball time. And the first 100 in that round takes that round.
It's definitely a rough starting one too, cause all right, so we're heading into game on live fire oddball. Love that grass texture. Really reminds me of Pokemon.
That's just the observer thing. It tends to do that as they're doing the intro poses.
Yeah.
And our players are now off.
We have West Virginia fighting over Prio for the sniper right off the bat.
But it looks like now they've split off with half of their members setting up for OS right there on B and the other half pushing B side.
Utah gets a nice pick off at the very start against Panic.
And it looks like Utah was the first to get the ball, but it looks like it wasn't enough as West Virginia now takes the ball and secures it on top tower.
Yeah, it's always a hard spot to get to, especially on this map, if you have like a nice team guarding you in there.
Indeed, top tower, or at least C-plat, is a popular spot to position yourself at when you're holding ball. There's a lot of great ways to
Yeah.
get away, and there's a lot of nice angles you can pick at up there. And it looks like, I believe Utah has the first OS right here.
Yep.
And ooh, Soren with that lovely headshot. Stopping
Been cleaning
West
up with
Virginia
that
right in
sniper,
their
yeah.
tracks. He's just currently peeking down from sandbags to C-plat and doesn't see the flank
Oh.
right there.
Yeah, Utah's struggling to get a hold of that oddball.
Enemy has the ball.
Yeah, it looks like they're very
Grim finally got it, heading up the tower.
and we have a nice attempt by Troll to
Shroud screen, yeah.
but it just wasn't enough as now Grim is going to be collapsed on by West Virginia.
And loses the oddball yet again. Really having a hard time getting a hold of that. That's definitely a weaker spot of oddball for sure.
And that makes it 3 down for Utah as they're starting to spawn up again as West Virginia secures their control
Enemy
over on
has the ball.
Seaside.
Yeah, they're really just getting shoved off that oddball. They cannot make any progress right now.
Nope, and they're currently up 42-9.
Yeah, not a great start for Utah, but hopefully they can come back.
Yep, and now with OS up, they're definitely going to be scrappy here for that. We see Arza from Utah attempting to go for it, and it just wasn't there as he was wiped clean from top tower.
Yeah, tower's just such a hard spot to push, especially if you're not grouped up with proper equipment and stuff.
With Halo Infinite, it is a very, as much as your individual skill matters, it is indeed a team game. You want to be able to work with your team. It's not so much as going off and being the hero or the lone.
Yeah. So we have Panic kind of fighting for himself against Utah. Utah kills him. He's ready to go grab the oddball,
Yep,
but
ball is just sitting right there on tower stairs as Ooh, and Arza almost gets the repulse out, but he was able to perfect him right in his tracks.
Enemy has the ball.
And with that, the ball goes to Utah,
Oh.
but he plays it back. Oh, what's this?
like we were talking about, nice repulse by Ninja.
Which will get him mind the gap style points. And now with the ball reset right there in bottom tunnels.
Yeah, Utah really needs to get a hold of that ball. The lead's getting really large.
Yep. And it looks like they're definitely doing their best to hold the high ground strategy, as we saw that 1v1 from screens to sandbags.
Yeah.
But now we have
Soren cleaning up, got 2 picks. Looks like Utah's ready to get a push for the oddball. Does die with the oddball though.
And with that, the ball goes right back to Utah.
Yep. Hopefully they can hold on to it, get some more points. West Virginia's really just hammering them, not letting them get a chance to just hold that ball.
But that's an example of what communication does, as well as having that map awareness to be able to know where they're going to spawn and block those spawns. Hence the map control. Right
Especially
there.
with these smaller maps compared to other shooters, it's really important to be on top of spawns.
And with that, we see Grim right there getting that next OS, hoping to get that push to keep West Virginia out from A, or as dubbed as House, so that way they can establish some control and get some points on the board.
Yeah, West Virginia is really doing a good job of playing keep away with Utah, just keeping that ball away from them whenever they get near.
And with that, we have 3 down now for West Virginia. That should give Utah some breathing room right there. And it looks like
now we have control of the oddball.
and it looks like they're rotating it to C, or attempting to rotate it by using top mid to C plat to top tower.
And now they're going to take control of tower. Definitely trying to take advantage of a good spot for oddball.
But unfortunately, right here, that was originally 3 down for Utah. So they're going to have to play life very carefully as they wait for their teammates to come and support.
Oddball does get reset. Hopefully Utah can get prio again against oddball.
West Virginia certainly applying that pressure, but Utah is here to meet that pressure head on. And with that, we got a blind fire right there from... I can't see him.
I'm pretty sure that was Panic. Might have been a Dominator.
But what a blind fire is, you're able to secure a kill right through the shroud screen, not even knowing where they are. And with that, it looks like the ball goes back to West Virginia as they're attempting to set it up in house.
Yeah, they're really moving around the map a lot as a team, and that's really making it hard for Utah to grab the oddball for sure.
But it looks like Soren's not going to push immediately. That is a smart situation, especially since he will know that.
Arzer with a nice flank on sure shot. Got a hold of oddball.
And with it now being 80-30 with Utah currently holding the ball, let's see if they're able to reverse sweep this first round.
A decent comeback so far. Still have a lead to get with the oddball, but definitely is still winnable.
Yep, and with there being almost a minute left on the clock, Utah has no room for errors right here.
Yeah.
And with Soren taking that next OS from them, it looks like they may regroup for one more final push. But West Virginia only needs
misses the plasma shot. Does die too. That's very unfortunate.
And with that, West Virginia will take the first round. But it's not over yet. They need one more round to win, which gives Utah the chance to come back and push it to round 3.
Yeah, they really got to play more as a team here, especially for oddball, where you're protecting one of your other teammates. It's very important for teamwork. Yeah.
It looks like right here West Virginia is trying to hold C-Plat as Utah splits off, pushing both top mid and OS, trying to get both of those power weapons and equipment. And it looks like they were successful with Troll with that sniper shot.
Yeah, Utah's been trying to play outside at the start, and it hasn't been working super great.
Yeah, no, West Virginia's consistently been putting them 3 down, but that's what happens when you try to go off by yourself too, but only to find 3 of them looking right at you.
Yeah.
And
misses both the plasmas. Very unfortunate.
And now he goes for the chase. But with the ball still in West Virginia's possession.
Utah's very split up here. They're really feeling then the point difference, for sure.
But it looks like half of them are trying to push B-side to either possibly back Mud or Nest here to try to get a more open push or a more sneaky push. But it looks like now they're gonna change tactics and try to push through dummies. But it looks like
Utah
here,
got on tower, did get killed unfortunately. They really need to regroup and push it as a team here for sure.
Yep, it looks like they saw through their strategy, but Utah will need to coordinate together for a one push together.
Yeah.
They can't keep pushing by themselves.
Just going in 1 by 1 is not the play for oddball.
Because right now with it being about 50-3 in West Virginia's favor,
it's not looking good for Utah. Definitely got oddball's a really rough one for momentum wise, because once you have that oddball, it's very easy to keep up if the team's not grouping enough when they push.
And sometimes setups tend to fall apart when they make a push on one side and no one's really looking, but they see that there is a whole team pushing that side.
West Virginia's been doing a great job covering all their bases, so Utah just cannot find an opening.
And with that, I can't see who grabbed that OS right there, but it looks like that OS
did get reset, yeah.
But it looks like the OS did go into Utah's favor, as now
Soren keeping them off the oddball here. Utah really just needs a group.
But now it looks like the ball is now in Utah's favor. Troll's going to have to play this.
Does fall off the map though,
He
so
falls.
we'll get reset.
He was successful in playing it, giving them a chance to restart and regroup as the ball now spawns up.
And sniper spawning soon, so maybe that could help Utah reclaim some lead here.
But yeah, the position there on sandbags is never a good idea, especially if you're looking away, because your enemies could spawn up on B and you're just a free kill for them.
It's definitely like not the best spot to be stuck in on this map for sure.
And now it looks like they're able to chase West Virginia back to C-Plat, pushing them back from the ball. But no, West Virginia
Utah really needs to get on the oddball, but West Virginia's doing a superb job at keeping them off.
West Virginia has been very clever with their flanks, being able to just distract and have one sneak up and get them from behind.
And West Virginia does get oddball control again. Not looking great for Utah.
But this is only the first game. It'll be a long night for them.
We have plenty of Slayer left for Utah. So.
And oh, what's this? We got a fumble right here, a back smack from Grimm as he plays the ball, hoping.
Does get killed though. Hopefully Utah can get control here with the oddball.
Yeah, they have no more room for mistakes right here, with West Virginia needing only 4 more seconds of ball time to win this match.
And that sniper's really keeping them off of ball right now.
Enemy has the ball.
Grimm does get killed trying to go for it, and that looks like game for Western Virginia.
Yep, it looks like West Virginia will be taking the first match, winning 2-0 in this game of oddball, meaning they are 1 up right now in this series, a best of 5.
Yeah, not a great start for Utah, but always room to come back. It is a best of 5, so there is 3 more games they can easily come back from.
West Virginia was definitely very coordinated in how they pushed at the start, from both when they spawned in house and when they spawned on back mud. But it seemed like with Utah there wasn't really much of a plan to go off of.
Yeah, so Western Virginia definitely looks very good on objective maps. We'll see with Slayer too, but hopefully Utah can get a lead with Slayer that's less objective focused.
Yeah, Streets is very good for providing covering fire for your teammates. There's a lot of different high points you can look out of to help your teammates escape. And as you say yourself, there's a lot of tight angles there. While it's definitely ideal for grenade kills, it'll definitely be ideal for being absolutely slimy.
Especially with stuff like the shroud screen available, it's gonna be an easy way to like sneak up on your opponent, cover different fields of view.
And there's another gun that spawns on streets. That is the Bulldog. That is the shotgun.
It's
While
gonna
you definitely
be
want to
bread and butter on street, yeah.
While you definitely want to fear the rocket, you want to fear that Bulldog more. You have more ammo to play with, and with that firing rate and how much damage you're able to do.
It's
with
definitely not the same as other shotguns in the past of Halo, but it's still its own shotgun, in that sense that like it does spit bullets. It will chew through you if you're not careful. Not so great like close range as previous shotguns, but still really good. And especially the rocket and how tight it is, it's gonna be hard to get kills.
Yeah, Utah's definitely going to have to utilize the sandbox in their favor if they want to take this next match. They have a vast sandbox to work with, from the Bandit to the Stalker, the Disruptor, the Commando. They have a bunch of guns at their disposal.
Yeah, this map's really gonna come down to power weapon control for sure. Like sniper on live fire was definitely important, but probably not as impactful, especially in like a close quarter map where people are hiding with oddball.
But in a sense, there's a lot of different sneaky spots you can hide in with the Stalker, whether it's on top of PD in Heaven, or you're in top A, or you're in top C. But even then, on B-Rail, there is a lot of sneaky areas you can snipe them from. And streets can be nasty for angles.
So I think we're almost ready to hop into game 2. Still waiting. We're loading in right now, so we should be in soon. And that'll be game 2 against West Virginia. Hopefully Utah can get a nice tie here to hopefully come back and get a nice 3-1 lead.
I'm confident that Utah will have it in this next game. Streets has always been one of their stronger maps. It's one they're able to always pull out in the end victorious.
Yeah, it's definitely a map where you're not going to have to be as grouped up constantly, which was something Utah was struggling, because you can cover each other's angles a bit more with all the different angles and like corners and stuff.
Live fire is a bigger map, and it's a bit more open versus what street is. It's very confined. It's very tight. There's a lot of geometry you have to work with and maneuver around.
So we are heading into game right now.
And with that, we are out right here. And
Dubinator has a power weapon already.
Yep, and it looks like rockets are still right there in mid. No, it's left unscathed. No one's touched it yet.
Utah does get first blood against West Virginia, and then does get another kill. So nice lead so far. Looks like they're playing very well.
There's definitely a lot of 1v1 situations here happening.
That's definitely where Utah's going to be strongest for sure, because West Virginia has proven that they're very good together as a team.
And what Utah's going to have to do is collapse on them to where or isolate them and then collapse on them from there.
Yeah,
if
for
they
sure.
If they cannot show that individual skill. And we have
Utah really playing in the backs.
Yep, they're definitely trying to play a bit more sneaky here with R0 trying to hide out right there on Commando, but it just doesn't work out, and that would have left Utah 3 down. And now they're all spawning up right there on PD. Let's see how they're able to
West Virginia
maneuver.
does take the lead here with that wipe in the back.
Yep, 8-6. And we got a push here on Cafe, right here hoping to flank here on PD.
That's another thing Slayer too, is the amount of kills you need to win is very high, so it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep, it's the first to 50 kill wins, but this is something spoken of on the pros, is Slayer doesn't officially begin until 30 kills have been reached. That's usually when the game slows down. That's when you have to be more careful about your movements.
Because the final half is really hard to come back from, and then or else you'll be in a situation where you just cannot die.
Yep. And we have the B-Rail kill from Soren. B-Rail is definitely a nice place to perch up at to protect your teammates if anyone's in C. And it looks like we got rockets here from Grim.
But does not connect. It's very unfortunate.
And he does not get that kill to trade.
Oh, Utah got...
we got the nice flank on there from
Dubinator.
Oops. And we have the Sentinel beam right here, as some people like to call it the microwave, where you can just shoot a beam out and melt your enemies, nuking them from the inside out. Definitely a nasty gun on here.
Yeah, Utah's doing a good job grouping up now. They definitely learned from last match.
Yep, and with that next rocket, it does connect with the next enemy.
They are keeping it really close though, so it's still anyone's game.
Yep, we are now tied up 17-17 with about 9 minutes left on the clock. And it looks like Utah has them cornered right there on Arcade. Let's see if they're able to get this push in or able to watch their flanks. And with that, Grim does get that first blood. That will leave 3 down right there for West Virginia. And now Utah takes the lead, 19-20. Let's see if they can keep that lead. It looks like we have Soren trying to just take cover right there on Caution. Caution is definitely a useful point to try to block spawns from Cafe, if they're all trying to spawn up there on PD.
Yeah,
It's
definitely a hard
nasty
area to...
It's also a nasty point to camp to be able to snipe anyone trying to push out from Cafe or mid.
So West Virginia is grouping up a bit more now.
Yep, and now we're getting even closer as they're constantly trying to change strategies, as it is now 24-22 in favor of Virginia.
Really tight
close.
Slayer match here.
And with those rockets going to West Virginia and Secret Ninja's first rockets connecting to its kill. Let's see how Utah's able to counteract this.
Does not connect the second one though.
And oh, what's this? We got Grim with a split spawn, able to sneak up on them from PD side and Fountain.
Does die to grenade though.
But no, he just wasn't able to save his teammates as they now spawn up. And with West Virginia now being the first to get to 30 kills, let's see how the pace of this game goes. They have no more room for errors right here. And we see Grim taking use of that Commando. Commando is not a gun you want to mash. It's something you want to use in 2 to 3 bursts, otherwise the bloom and the recoil will mess you.
Yes, especially with that full auto is definitely kind of a mislead because you definitely don't want to hold that trigger all the time.
No.
Definitely more of a precision weapon for sure compared to something like the AR. West Virginia is doing a great job kind of holding that backside, not letting Utah get on to secure some kills. Really playing as a team here. It's definitely one of their strong suits so far.
And West Virginia has definitely been doing everything they can to weaken their enemies and make sure they either get those kills or those assists, whether it's using a secondary gun and using the BR to finish them off or using nades.
Yeah, like you said, they've definitely done a good job of playing slow, letting the enemy come to them so they're not dying as much. Definitely picking their fights to suit them.
Because if you go in by yourself, no one's going to be able to help you.
Yeah,
no one's going to be able to help you finish those kills.
It is still a team game. Like, if you win your ones, it would help, but you still need to play as a team or else you'll get outnumbered. And Halo is not an easy game to get multiple kills that quickly by yourself.
Halo is a much faster paced game than what people are used to. And with those rockets now up, and it looks like West Virginia was able to secure them and carry them back to ATM and not to Bulldog.
We do see a Shroud screen up.
Yep, we have a Shad.
Not getting much off of it from West Virginia, but
it looks like West Virginia is grouping up right here on B, as well as one in Arcade. They're holding definitely that tight formation to make sure that they're in each other's sights.
Secret Ninja gets a crazy double kill. Really just shutting down Utah here.
And they're definitely in a very secure lead, being up 42-32 with only about a little more than 5 minutes left on that clock.
It's gonna be very hard for Utah to come back here. Not much you can do when the lead's getting this crazy, but.
And now that it seems like they're just going in. They're definitely putting the pressure. They know that they can put the pressure on Utah, and they're able to get away with it.
But yeah, Utah is definitely kind of breaking under that pressure when they're not teamed up, for sure. That's something West Virginia is doing a great job here as a team, is just picking off those ones.
And that's something you want to do in Halo Infinite, especially with a map like Streets, or at least like Solitude, is you want to be aggressive. You want to assert that dominance.
Yeah, it's
and
a
that
very
map
it's a
control.
very action-packed map. You can't really sit back and let the enemy come to you as much.
And now with West Virginia only needing 2 more kills left. And with that Bulldog connecting, that will give this match over to West Virginia, 50-35, now leading up 2-0 in this best of match series.
Not the best start for Utah, but still a chance to come back.
This is match point right here for Utah. This is a make or break moment for Game 3. They're either gonna come back and push to a Game 4, or they're gonna be logging off for the night.
Yeah, and the next match is gonna be Stronghold on Recharge. So hopefully they can play the points a bit more than the last 2 matches. Play really as a team, and hopefully get a nice lead on West Virginia here.
Recharge is nasty for its cross mapping. It doesn't matter where you are, you're able to see someone right across the map. And that shock rifle that comes into play too.
It's definitely very open compared to Streets. It's definitely going to be felt in the gameplay here, for sure. So what are your thoughts on Utah's performance so far compared to West Virginia? Any standout players?
It seems like Soren has definitely been doing the best he can to lead in those kills.
Yeah.
They know that he is a very strong slayer.
And Ninja has also been doing fantastic on West Virginia's side, getting a lot of multi-kills and stuff last match, and really holding on that ball during oddball.
And we've definitely seen West Virginia being bold with their style points right here.
They've definitely done some crazy plays against Utah so far.
But what Utah's going to need to do is, again, with the situational awareness as well as the teammate awareness, they're going to have to make sure that they're aware of each other and make sure that they're playing carefully just to get information. Not just simply just charge in and be caught off guard.
Yeah, Stronghold's really going to come down to if Utah can really play as a team compared to West Virginia.
Because you want that awareness with Recharge. It is a very open map in that.
If you let West Virginia sneak up on you, you're really gonna feel it in the points.
I don't think it's going to be much of sneaking for Recharge as much as what am I even saying right here? You have to, if you walk out just blindly, not knowing where they are, and there's just someone right there in top control, overhang, maybe C-plat and glass, and they're all just suddenly looking at you. What Utah's going to have to do is hold at least 2 of those points, as well as holding some crucial angles.
Yeah, if you let them get on those points, it's going to be very hard to reclaim. So hopefully Utah can hold some nice angles on those points.
But the camo that spawns in Recharge is definitely going to be a nice play if they're able to sneak in a few captures.
Yeah, it is kind of risky to go for because it's right in the middle on the bottom area.
But like for camo, it's either you're being a recon and you're playing for information, or you're just going out there playing the objective. And that would be you're just sitting there on a point.
Yeah,
either
for sure.
Playing on the offense or playing defense.
Really surprising people if they try to reclaim that point.
Very surprising. Very surprising.
Hopefully we can see some crazy plays with camo compared to like the repulsor in live fire.
And let's see if we can get any Sneak King style points.
For sure. I think we're almost ready to head into the next game on Recharge. So.
Recharge.
Hopefully. Or in game, I guess.
We're now off. And it looks like Utah is immediately trying to pressure for camo as well as shock rifle right there with RZR pushing glass.
No one's going for B yet.
But it looks
West Virginia is starting to get on point though.
And it looks like West Virginia would be the one to secure that shock rifle right here. Just sneaking up. They're able to push him out of control, and it looks like that camo goes to
Dub.
West Virginia right there. But
does die with it though.
He definitely burns it. And it looks like we're playing out for information right here on top tower.
No one's yet to get B though, so it's still gonna be a tied game.
But it looks like Utah is trying to make that push for B right there. Right there in batteries.
And they do get it.
And now they're on the clock. But it looks like they're But it looks like West Virginia is going to try to cap C, steal it out from
And
under
they
them.
do steal it. That's very
That's
bad
a
for Utah.
that's a tricky thing here with recharge is that sometimes you have to keep rotating if the enemy team rotates.
Yeah, it's definitely a very quick map with rotates. You just keep going in a circle. It's very hard to go back.
And it looks like here West Virginia is going to be attempting that triple cap, but they're definitely met with a lot of resistance from those hanging out on glass, whirlpool, as well as those hanging out within those columns and batteries.
We do have some contest on B, and Utah does secure it, killing Dubnator.
Only to get melted and cross-matched from C-flat.
And then,
Enemy team
But it looks like Utah is definitely going to be... Doesn't help with the colors.
yeah, it's very, very confusing.
But it looks like here, yeah, it doesn't help. Because I keep wanting to say that the red right
Yeah.
there is West Virginia, but no, it is that is West Virginia. But it looks like Utah is going to be securing points on the board with over a 50-point lead.
I'm pretty sure that's West Virginia.
No, our team's colors are blue right here, sadly.
Yeah.
And it looks like we got Soren right there with that double kill before ultimately being taken out.
Utah's trying to get West Virginia off point, and they do somewhat secure that.
But yeah, Utah is definitely doing a good job with holding those power positions.
They're doing a great job defending B right now.
But yeah, recharge is all about holding those angles.
Yeah, and probably West Virginia's strongest move here would be trying to get C. That's definitely a harder one to defend if you're on B for sure.
But yeah, with Stronghold, all you really need is just 2 points. Not unless you're confident.
Yeah.
Be sure that the team is going to buckle under pressure and you can hold that 3 cap.
Unless you're really dominating other team, it's not worth the risk. It's better just play it safe, get those steady points, like
and
Utah's doing right now.
And in this case, with it being evenly matched, you want to take those wins where you can.
Yeah.
And not try to OE or overextend.
Utah does get a lead here, holding on to B very well.
But it looks like right here that West Virginia's going to try to take back B from Utah.
Still does secure it. Now Utah really needs to get back on B so they can defend it.
And again, with those nasty angles with that snipe on the batteries. But yeah, it seems like West Virginia just can't seem to hold those angles. They're definitely aware of the map at hand, but it just seems like they're not winning those long distance shots.
Yeah, that's definitely where Utah's kind of succeeding here.
I couldn't see who got camo right there. And it looks like, oh, camo just wasn't enough.
Arzer got a nice sneak up right there for sure.
Yeah. And with that shock rifles up, let's see if Utah is able to take it. And Arza was able to take it.
Might be able to kill Dubnator when he sneaks on a point here.
Well, he just misses that first shot right there, but was able to finish it.
Doesn't realize Dub is on point.
But we have Grim right here trying to quickly
Oh.
punish, but it just ends out in a trade.
They do secure B again. Doing a great job reclaiming that point.
While West Virginia did triple cap them, it looks like Utah is quick here to say, no, you are not going to triple cap us.
Yeah, although it's very risky to do a triple cap,
It is always.
you will feel it in the point difference if you let that slide.
And with that, we have Utah now in the lead right here, exceeding 100 points right here, while West Virginia is still at 83. And the goal for Strongholds is to hold these points for 250 seconds first to win. Time does not run out here.
Utah's trying to sneak up on that C, get the triple cap. And they do somewhat succeed. They're getting a lot of picks here, and hopefully they can get that push.
And that will be 3 down for West Virginia.
That's another thing too. When you're waiting for those respawns, it's very easy to have the enemy team come up and just take your point away from you. So you have to be very careful about dying.
It's always about the timing right here. And looks like Troll was caught off by himself, but he was able to escape through gold pipes with the hopes that his teammates will come and support and get him out of glass.
Yeah, Utah's doing a great job here holding these angles against West Virginia.
Yeah, but Recharge has been another one of Utah's stronger maps right here.
And it definitely shows. They have a fantastic lead on West Virginia here.
And we have Urzir right there trying to hold Manglador while we have Soren here trying to hold Overhang. But it looks like the camo is going to be going to
Ninja.
West Virginia right here. And he was able to get the back smack. And it looks like here they're going to get another trip cap, but Utah snuck over to C, not letting him take that trip cap from them. But that will still give West Virginia the majority as they're starting to get more points here on the board as they exceed 100 points right here.
Yeah, Utah's struggling to get those 2 points back.
But even then, that was 3 down for West Virginia. That gives Utah some room.
And they finally get back on the C.
And they're taking back B.
Ooh.
So we have a push right here from a Dubinator on to C after that smack.
Yeah, Arzur gets flanked. Not looking, has to back off a bit.
Yeah, shooting those nades there is a strategy to try to chase away your opponents as well as possibly distract them, but they also can go for style points called remote detonation right here. And we just have them camping right now in glass, as we have Utah just trying to sneak about and get another plan going to get some points back on the board.
Yeah, Utah really needs to get on that second point so they can start making those points back up and really get a...
And with the majority of those points now
lead.
going back to West Virginia, holding A and B, with Utah only holding C.
Yeah, Utah's really struggling to get back on the B here.
But even then, Utah only needs 75 more seconds of
Point
strong
control,
point time,
yeah.
yes, to be able to win this and say we're not done yet.
They do manage to get back on a B and grab it. It is contested though, and Sure Shot does kill both of them. So hopefully they can get back on in time. And they are gonna get triple capped here. Oh no, nice trade there by Utah.
And with that, camo is back up, and it looks like Utah is going to be making a push for that camo right there.
Yeah, they've been doing a good job with camo control so far, and hopefully they keep it up. Definitely has helped them get a lead here.
And with that, camo does go to Utah, but I don't think it was enough, as Panic was able to see right through that, that invisibility. Not all things are transparent here. And it looks like here they're now making a push for C, as it looks like they may trade out points here.
Yeah, Utah's really struggling to get that point control back after West Virginia took it from them.
Despite being 2 down for West Virginia, they are definitely sneaking back up on that lead that Utah has asserted, now being at 150. Utah is definitely going to have to work together to apply pressure and to hold key points.
Grim does have the shock rifle, and hopefully he can do something with it on B, where it's nice and open, a lot of lanes you can hit people from with. But it's not paying off, does get killed.
But utilizing that shock rifle and the disruptor helps, especially since you can chain damage.
Yeah, especially on like points where B, like B, where everyone's really huddled up trying to secure that point. It can definitely help.
And sometimes it's better to use it up so that way your enemies do not get to use those guns at all.
Yeah, great point. Power up is definitely, it's better to not have any than have the enemy have some.
Yeah, Recharge definitely has a very solid sandbox too, but it's not something that I've seen both teams utilize here. I haven't seen them utilize much of the Commando.
Or the Disruptor.
Or the Repulsor, or I've only seen one instance of the green gun, or what's dubbed as the plasma pistol, or even the sidekick. And the sidekick is a very effective gun close range, as long as you're careful not to mash it.
You definitely not.
And with that, the camo went to West Virginia only to be lost and melted. And with Urzir right here with the triple kill, but
Utah does get the double cap. Hopefully they can get that point lead back.
Yeah, unfortunately Urzir was denied that glorious overkill.
And they do trade points here.
But yeah, what looks like nope, it's Utah right here holding both points, hoping to catch back up and exceed 200 points and take back the lead.
It's a very close game here for Utah. Definitely got to play around those points for sure.
And with Grim able to win that 1v1 and hold A. And it looks like they're making a push right here for B, trying to steal it from Utah. But definitely you can be hit by multiple angles if you're pushing
Grim
B by
does
yourself.
grapple on a B. Hopefully he can keep control of that.
Grapple is definitely very useful to get to where you want to go very quickly.
Yeah, especially in CTF, if we can get that far against West Virginia. It's definitely very strong on that game mode.
Game 4 is going to be is capture the flag on what was dubbed as Pit.
Way back when.
And it looks like he was
almost
able to
10
trade
years ago
Al,
now, yeah.
getting double stuck right here. And West Virginia now creeping back up as they now hold 2 points and going for the triple cap here on B. But, ooh, we have a lovely no-scope right there from Smile and Troll, denying them.
And then gets on A to help take that point back. Ton of grenade spam.
Now
on
we're
A.
starting to get scrappy right here. Everybody just going for all the points they can, knowing that this is a very close game right here.
That's
'Cause-
another thing too. Yeah, you gotta be very aggressive on these points, and like if you just overwhelm your opponent, they can't really do much about it.
But Utah's definitely doing a good job of keeping that map awareness right here, seeing where Camo is going and preventing him from getting far. Ensuring that Camo gets burnt. But right here, it looks like...
Utah doing a great job of keeping it neck and neck.
But unfortunately, that will be 4 down right here for Utah as they're trying to spawn back up, which gives West Virginia some time to hold.
West Virginia does take the lead here.
They do triple cap here. Utah has no time left. They have to push for 2
Yeah, they
points.
really need to get on that point. And it's not looking good for
And it
Utah.
looks like that will be game right here with a very close end right here. West Virginia take.
That was a great game by Utah for sure. Definitely gave it their all in the last match, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, both teams displayed great awareness of each other.
Very unfortunate though.
Yeah, unfortunately, Utah will take the dub or take the L here, being 1-1 in this whole league right here.
Yeah, but they still have plenty of more games in the season, so hopefully they can come back, get that record going. Really
Yeah.
high.
We won't know our next opponents until next week.
That's usually how it goes with these sports.
Yeah.
I do think we will have a remote interview, if I remember correctly, with one of our players. Still waiting on confirmation on that, but
But I want to say GG's to everyone here from West Virginia. That was definitely a very good match. Very close game.
it was definitely a well fought match on their front. They definitely did a good job of keeping Utah off those objectives, and they really felt that in the score. Yeah, we can do an interview.
Roger.
So what are you hoping for Utah to improve on in the next game, for like next match?
I'm hoping that they're able to at least come together with some initial strategy and to be able to adapt. Like that's another thing with Halo is your strategies are always going to be changing. There's not going to be one plan that's going to dominate. Well, what kind of Halo is that if you just have a plan that just miraculously works? Like that's not even a fair match.
Yeah.
You're not being contested. You're not being challenged right there.
And I think they definitely have a lot to think about with how teamwork played into today's defeat.
But I think another thing is I'd like to see them utilize that sandbox more. Just have that confidence to just use what's at their disposal.
Because if you're not taking advantage of the sandbox, you're really just hurting your team.
Yeah, and that's a thing that's emphasized by higher level players and pros is to just use the sandbox. Use at your disposal. Just keep all weapons away from your enemy if that's what it is.
Especially with I lost my train of thought here.
That's okay. It's all right. There's definitely a lot happened. Like I said earlier, Halo Infinite is a very fast-paced game. You have to be able to think on your feet really quickly. It's not like playing Halo 3 anymore.
Yeah, definitely a more modern take on the franchise.
But I think my highlight tonight was just seeing that clean no scope from Troll with that shock
That
rifle.
and the reversal in the first map were crazy, especially since we're talking about that and it did happen. Always great seeing that.
Yeah, they have a lot of style medals right here in Halo Infinite, and one I was hoping for was a Sneak King, and that's what happens when you backsmack someone who is actively camouflaged.
I am kind of sad to see assassinations go away. They will be missed. That was the best style points you could ever get in Halo.
Yeah, assassination animations were so satisfying in Halo Reach, Halo 4, Halo 5.
Yeah, I love the ones in Reach.
But I think someone 343 said it was just too complicated to program in. But when you think about the scope and the size of Halo Infinite, it is a massive game.
Especially with all the microtransactions too. I'm surprised it wasn't included. Seems like a great thing for the item store. But
I will say the cat ears are definitely the best thing to buy from there.
For sure.
The cat ears. Everybody knows about the cat ears.
Samurai armor's alright. The cat ears, like, irreplaceable. Definitely took me by surprise when I saw that for the first time.
But no, like when you have something that's very out of pocket like that, you know it's going to sell well.
Especially with how games are transforming with cosmetic-wise, you'll see all the crazy stuff now, and Halo definitely has done a good job of staying to its roots, but still having some of that flair.
And I mean, with the fact that they brought back Infection Mode, which is very popular among the Halo fan base. And
with a great new look, by the way, too.
And they're rotating in and out Husky Raid for those that have played Halo Infinite, Halo 5 pretty religiously.
I don't think I've ever played that in Halo 5.
Husky Raid, it's a very popular mode, but all I know about it is that you have two flags here. You have one team, and then you just kind of go on a dip. Now it's more like a Fiesta type mode. I don't know. I
know
I don't get
popular.
it either because you're just people are just always going to be camping.
Yeah.
With their flags.
Is it the same size as Big Team Battle then, or?
No, it's a 4v4.
Oh, okay, that's better then. Definitely am more of a fan of like the smaller team game modes.
Yeah, Halo Infinite recently bought in Squad Battles, which is your classic 8v8.
Yeah.
And you have a lot of these classic maps. The one off the top of my head is Valhalla, for those that have played Halo 3. You can relive those days in Halo Infinite right there.
That's one thing that Halo does a good job of, is bringing back old maps very like fresh. Like it doesn't feel like they're getting reused at all. Like Pit, for example. Definitely a great new look for that map.
Yeah, the Halo Infinite map Empyrean is a recreation of Pit minus a couple changes. It's definitely a very fun map, I admit. It is very fun for CTF. Very fun indeed.
And then you'll have great new maps like Streets. Streets is probably one of my favorite maps in Infinite so far.
I love Streets. I love Live Fire. And I think we're right here for our interview.
What's up, guys? I was waiting here for about no, I'm not going to interrupt them. They're talking about it.
How are you tonight, Grim?
I'm doing okay. That match is kind of rough, not going to lie.
There was definitely a lot of back and forth with that Strongholds match. You're welcome to.
But unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of time to like play together as a team. I think this is a big wake-up call to us that, hey, we gotta play more. We can't just, it's not just, oh, we get on, we get 3-0 everyone. Nah, we gotta, we gotta actually play the game.
Yeah, definitely Oddball is definitely a wake-up call for you guys, I feel like.
Oh, dude, that Oddball game, that Slayer game too. We were finding our groove. We're all getting hyped in the cold, like, yeah, we'll push them. And
you did a great job almost securing that win on Stronghold, but it wasn't enough, unfortunately.
Thanks. Yeah, we were all getting so too, like maybe we can push it to game 5.
That crazy no scope at the end though was definitely memorable.
Dude, Corey went hard with the shot. We're all like gassing. Let's go, Corey. Yeah. But yeah. This is a big wake up call to us. Proud of the boys for still giving the best effort, even when we were like about to lose or something. We're like, the game ain't over yet. We're
it's definitely very hard to stay like have a strong mental during a blowout, and you guys did a decent job with that on Stronghold, where you guys still kept a great lead up until the end.
Thanks, yeah. I appreciate that. I want to give big shouts to our coach, Zach and McCall, who was telling us, like, you guys still got it. Rotate to A. You guys can still do it. Let's go.
All right, well, hopefully we'll be back next week for another match of Halo. Hopefully it'll go better this time, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we don't get we got some practice to do, you know, VOD review, playing together, practicing, maybe get a scrim in. We'll see. Hopefully.
Yeah, well, thank you for the time you had to sit down with us, but I think that's about it for the night.
Yep, that was very good, Halo. You guys keep working hard.
Thanks. Thanks. We tried. Yeah.
All right, I think that's about it for tonight. Hopefully Utah can get a nice lead next week. Match is still to be determined, but definitely have a lot of work to do over the next week, especially the teamwork front.
And being able to respond to pressure.
Yeah, especially with West Virginia just collapsing on them, and they definitely felt that. I think.
Right.
And we will be streaming Overwatch tomorrow. Please stop by for that. And if you enjoyed tonight, like and subscribe. We're switching to YouTube right now, so it's still pretty new, but that's about it, I think.
Yep, that's about it.